Shout out to Blue Collar Sports TV.
Yo, what is up, guys? Del Boy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, some interesting news coming out of the super featherweight division. Jamel Herring will defend his WBO super featherweight title against Frampton on the 27th of February. So, not too long to wait. And actually, this fight goes down in the UK. No kind of location announced as of yet, but of course that doesn't matter due to the current regulations. But yeah, I actually see this as a very interesting fight. It's a fight that's been talked about for quite some time, and I have to say, when this fight was originally being spoken about, I was favouring Jamel Herring, but as time's gone on, I've actually become really unsure in regards to the outcome of this fight, due to a couple of reasons. Firstly being Jamel Herring's last performance against Jonathan Oquendo. He didn't really look good in that fight, in my opinion, and how that fight ended wasn't really satisfactory. And also, Jamel Herring has been talking about retirement after that fight. He was actually saying that Frampton more than likely will be his last fight. And when you've got a fighter, of course, talking about retirement when he's got one foot out of the door, sometimes that can result in a fighter not really giving his all in the ring due to the fact that he's thinking about getting out. I'm not saying that's definitely the case with Jamel Herring, but I certainly think it's something to be considered. And even with Frampton, I don't think he's exactly a sure bet in this fight either. At the end of the day, Frampton's had a tough career. He's 33 years old. To me, he's showing signs of slowing down, and he's moving up another weight class. This will be his third weight, and if he wins this fight, he becomes a freeweight world champion. So Frampton is attempting history, but he's a much, much smaller man than Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring is a massive super featherweight, whereas Frampton is a small super featherweight. And quite frankly, neither one of these guys have exactly looked unbeatable in their last couple of fights. So going into this one, I think it makes for a really intriguing affair. I see this as a very competitive fight. As it stands right now, I might still slightly favour Jamel Herring, but not confidently. And obviously, as we get closer, I will make a prediction video for this fight. But it's great news for British boxing fans that this fight is in the UK. We don't have to wait up till silly o'clock to watch this fight, which is always good news. And, ultimately, I'm looking forward to this one. I think it should be competitive. Both guys have contrasting styles. Will Jamel Herring be able to use his reach and height, keep it on the outside? Or can Frampton successfully close that gap, land his combinations, get in and get out? It's going to be a very interesting fight. And yeah, of course, this fight is going to be on BT Sports. I'm imagining it's going to be a Frank Warren show, so a good fight for BT Sports. And, February right now is looking very good for boxing. There's some real good fights in February to look forward to. And this is another one as far as I'm concerned. And also we have Matchroom announcing their schedule real soon. And if their schedule is as good as the one that's been leaked online, then we could have a real good spring in boxing, to be honest. There could be some real good fights on the horizon. And yeah, it's great for boxing. 2020, of course, was a real tough year. We had a couple of months where we had no real fights. And, boxing's got to move on. It's got to deliver great products. And, people are inside, people aren't doing anything. Boxing needs to utilise this opportunity to gain a new viewer base. Of course, we saw the UFC during the pandemic in 2020. The UFC did great business. If you look at their numbers across the board on social media, TV numbers, etc., pay-per-view numbers, the UFC did extremely well during the pandemic. They was putting on great fights and they really capitalised. I don't think boxing really did that for the most part in 2020. We need to get that right in 2021 because, again, a lot of people are going to be inside. They want things to do, they want things to watch. And putting on some good fights, who knows, maybe you can attract a new audience to boxing. Quite frankly, I think boxing messed up in 2020. As bad as it was, I think it could have been an opportunity to get some of these guys out there and build their profiles amongst the general public. But there we go, hopefully boxing learns from that in 2021 and we get some of these great fights. But anyway, Frampton versus Jamel Herring, set for February 27th. WBO super featherweight title. Really competitive fight, looking forward to it. Share your thoughts below. Who do you believe will win this fight? And yeah, tell me what you think. Peace.